Welcome to Geraldine's Super Secret Author Vlog on a walk today on a beautiful day. So I'm out on a hike today. My days as a writer vary quite a lot. It depends on what writing projects I have and what deadlines I have or lack of deadlines, or if I'm in between projects. So when I have deadlines, like right now I'm working for a ghostwriting company, or sometimes I do NaNoWriMo, and so it's my own deadlines. But when it's usually deadlines are with work, right now it's with the ghostwriting work I'm doing. And so when I have big deadlines, I put in a whole lot more hours, of course. Sometimes I also work in the evenings and the weekends and all that sort of thing. A lot of the times I don't have big deadlines, or I'm able to get them done early because I prefer not to have the pressure, time crunch pressure. So I try to always reach my deadlines early and not be stressed about it. So I have a lot of days where I can kind of set my own schedule and do my own thing. Work on my own projects, work on my Kanban board, work on my hobbies, sewing, work on my various writing projects. And keep in mind that my husband provides for us, so I don't have to come up with my living expenses, but he pays for basic stuff. But like, I have to pay for a lot of my own stuff, like clothes and hobbies, getting my nails done, getting my hair done, things like that, makeup or anything like that. Magazine subscriptions, books, I like to read a lot. And then I also have some old business debt that that I'm working on paying off. And I'm trying to help put my son through college, so things like that. But really my dream and his dream is that he could actually retire at a decent age and that I could replace his income with my writing. So that's what we're working towards. One of the meetups I'm in is work from home meetup. For those of us who work from home and don't get to have office parties or co-working meetups. So it's a really fun one because they specifically schedule co-working meetups at coffee shops. I like to do those. Once in a while we do a happy hour. We did like an employee Christmas party where we all brought gifts and did a gift exchange. We actually got some people swimming down there, taking a dip. So today I was working in a coffee shop with the co-working meetup people. The funny thing is though, it's really fun to work with other people and like you take, a little break every hour and like chat with each other. But I've noticed I really don't get as much done because I get too much in the chatting sometimes, or I lose my focus. I do better just working on my own at my house, in my office, or going to a coffee shop by myself and doing my work uninterrupted, nobody to distract me or talk to me. But it's fun once in a while to go do the co-working meetup and have people to chat with a little bit and see how all our different businesses are doing and work and stuff like that. So my schedule today is I had the co-working meetup at a coffee shop, and then I have to take the car in, since my husband works full-time, I handle more of the extra tasks like taking the car in. So I gotta take the car in for an oil change, and there's a coffee shop that I can walk to from there. So I worked at a coffee shop in the morning, and then I went and grabbed lunch. Now I'm taking a quick walk on the Santa Fe Trail, and then I'm gonna be heading over to drop the car off for an oil change and a checkup, and I'll go work all afternoon in a coffee shop by myself. But most days I work at home, and I put in the bulk of my work in the morning because I have best focus and energy in the morning. And then I might not eat lunch till like 1, and then I'll take a lunch break, and usually a siesta of some kind. I might rest or doze or go on a walk or read. Quite often I do reading. And so I like to have some little quiet break like that. And then in the afternoon I like to go on a bike ride or take the dog to the park and move my body some way physically like that before I have to come back and cook supper with family. Just to be a little bit vulnerable. Being a creator of any kind has its ups and downs. And I've been a little bit wondering about my YouTube channel because it's not really doing very well. And I kind of hope by now it would be going somewhere. So part of me wonders if I should keep doing it or not. Like, is it really worth it? I mean, it's fun. I enjoy it a lot. trail goes along the train tracks north and south through town. I do enjoy it a lot, and the one nice thing about your YouTube channel, if in the future you make it big, before then there's no pressure at all. You know, you can post and you can not post, and you can be consistent or not consistent, you can take breaks, like who cares, like you don't have hardly anybody watching it. You can pretty much do whatever you want, whereas from what I understand, if you suddenly make it big and actually start making income from it, suddenly the pressure is on and you really have to, you know, be consistent and take it more seriously. Not that I haven't. I mean, even before then, you know, you really need to take it seriously and plan things out and work on it, which I've been doing, but haven't been seeing any results. So I'm not sure. I'm just feeling kind of like, is this worth it? Should I be doing this? Nobody's watching, you know, mine doesn't stand out in any way. So I don't know. Part of me is like, maybe I started a YouTube channel too soon. My thought was eventually, you know, that you could go with me on my journey becoming a published author, but it is taking longer than I expected. Sometimes things happen very quickly, and then sometimes there's big gaps where long times of period goes by, especially in the publishing and writing world where not a whole lot is happening. And so that hasn't happened yet. My debut novel is not yet published. I'm still figuring out the best path for it and where it's gonna go and what it's gonna do. So nothing exciting happening with that. I'm a little bit in a holding pattern with it, waiting for the perfect timing for things. So other than that, my channel is just about all the crazy weird things I get into, and the unusual life I live and the unusual things I do, like LARPing and sewing and knitting and spinning my own yarn, or, you know, going on trips and mermaiding and all that sort of thing. Anyway, yeah, so I'm questioning lately whether I should keep doing my channel. I don't really see any growth or anything going on with it, and it doesn't seem to be gaining any traction, and so I don't know. We'll see. My original idea that I started my channel with is Burl Grove's School of Magic, which is, I have so many ideas for that, but that I wish I had like a partner to do it with me, that we could like feed off each other and keep each other going and do it together. I have a hard time keeping all that up by myself because it's a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of energy to do that level of production all by yourself. And so I haven't been as inspired to keep doing that, although I will at some point. But especially when my book gets published, that's the other thing, is there's a little bit of a delay with that because I need my book to be published so I can teach the class I was going to teach on there on alchemy and potions. So since my book's not published, I can't do that. And some of the other stuff, like I said, when you're doing something that's more fiction related like that, it takes a lot. It'd be much easier if you had a partner to do it with. So I haven't really been working on that so much. So with my own writing right now, with my first novel, Encyclopedeia Magica, Volume 1, Alchemy, I think the next step I need to do for that is do all the graphics for it, because it's like an old encyclopedia with the black and white woodcut drawings in it like you would find in old alchemy texts. And so you can actually get those, you know, public domain free online and stuff. The British Library has a whole bunch of public domain free images. So my next project for my own debut novel is to go ahead and do all the graphics in it, and that will be done. Whether I end up self-publishing it or going with a publisher, that part will be done. And I've started researching for the second book in the series, Encyclopedeia Magica, Volume 2, Astrology. So for that book, I am researching and learning about astrology, about Philadelphia, about William Penn, about the Quakers, and about crows. So I have a lot to study and learn for that one. And then I have another series I started writing I have the first book, but it needs major revisions. So some point soon I need to spend a month, maybe during Camp Nano in July, spend a month just totally revising that. Revising is a major part of any novel or book. So that's the next step for that book. And then I'm working for a company that has 3 businesses that help authors get published and launch and turn their books into movies. It's like 3 different businesses, and also ghostwriting services. So I'm wondering if those connections will end up helping me. It might be the way that my novel finds a publisher. We will see. I also am considering researching publishers and submitting it myself. So I'm kind of figuring out different possible paths and what would be the best one. But the inner feeling that I get is that my book is going to be traditionally published, and that is probably going to be somehow through this connection with my new work I'm doing as a ghostwriter with this new company. So I'm kind of biding my time, waiting to see how that connection plays out. So we will see.